bunch of different views.
The boys keep it real, man. I really like listening to them, man. They funny. Yeah.
Son.
They really speak their truth. What the hell was that?
You're.
Yo. What it do? What the business is? This is your boy. Man, yeah, I know I need to be silenced. I'm saying, but just a disclaimer to all my people out here in TVP world. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is, because it'd be like, hold on. Jay strikes again. All right, let's get it.
What the fuck?
Get it.
No. What up, people? No. Welcome back to another episode of the True View Podcast. Lamel is spewing nothing but lies and iniquities. This one, we all stood together as a team.
That is a lie. That is a
crew,
goddamn lie.
and we all decided on this film.
I tried to fight for you, peoples.
Let's keep the introductions going. I'm Jay.
What's happening, world? This is Zoe.
Jay strikes again.
Yep, it's always the ones that you know what? Joe Budden said it, man. Protect me from my loved ones, enemies I can handle. It's always the ones closest to you that sell you up the river, man. I got text messages.
MJ. What's up, world? It's MJ. I love everybody.
See, MJ coming in with the unification of the team. Man over here is like the black Yoko Ono in this bitch, trying to separate and divide. He's trying to divide and conquer us, man. Don't listen to him, people. This was a TVP pick as a unit because we move as one. With that being said, this week,
this is nowhere on my radar. I do want to state that for the record.
Wait, what? Thank you, MJ.
This was nowhere on my radar. I did vote. Make sure you guys get out there and vote. For the election coming up.
Voting matters. But you know what? I felt like I got trumped in this motherfucker because I put my vote. That shit did not fucking matter.
They threw out your mail-in ballot.
Shit.
They said, "Fuck your mail-in ballot. We ain't doing no ballot."
I felt like when George Bush said, "I don't need your votes to win." Like what?
Yeah. Oh God, this hurts.
This was a Daniel Cameron election.
Sadly, we're not discussing a political movie on this episode.
Oh shit.
However, it's very reminiscent of some of our major elections where a recount was necessary. People were left in disbelief as to what they had elected. All right, man.
All right, we're gonna get to it. Shit, the fucking movie synopsis is this was the NAMAWPKS.
Motherfucker, what?
Oh no, not another movie about white people killing shit.
Okay. And the movie that we're
y'all be taking shit.
No, I actually had that in my notes to talk about in the overall, but go ahead.
The movie that we're covering this week is
defeated.
Because you know I'm not undefeated. I'm not defeated. I'm not defeated. It is called The Silencing. It stars Nicolaj Coster-Waldau. God damn it, as Rayburn. Me from Shot Caller.
Gus D'Amato.
Yeah, him. Yeah, so just a quick synopsis of the film. That was a TVP crew pick. Okay. It's a reformed hunter living in isolation on a wildlife sanctuary that he basically created.
Chase
Am I going to be able to get this out this episode? I just want to say the synopsis. Let the listeners make their decision. We just merely suggest things, Lamel. Okay, do not influence the people yet. I mean, that's what we're here for. Maybe I don't know. A reformed hunter living in isolation on a wildlife sanctuary becomes involved in a deadly game of cat and mouse when he and the local sheriff set out to track a vicious killer who may have kidnapped his daughter years ago. Now they say years ago, but it was really 5 years ago. So the chances of that guy, you know what? We'll save it. So let's hop right into this one. Great piece of art that we picked as a crew, as a unit, as one.
That Jay suggested.
Fuck all of you. So up the river is where I go.
Jay strikes again.
Zoe, what did you give the score?
Score. I gave the score a 3. This one was scored by Brooke and William Blair. Shout out to them. Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, Blair like the witch, yes, sir.
Ain't that bad a bitch.
Why not Blair like Underwood? What do you got against black actors, Lamel?
Shit, I don't want nobody black being involved with this piece of shit that we about to review. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, just to kick it off, I can't really remember too many songs being played in this one. It may have been some shit like while motherfuckers was driving or something in that nature, but I can't really remember no records, man.
But we know the score is more than the music, right?
Oh yeah, I'm getting to that.
They had 1 or 2 records when he was in the strip club.
Okay,
but they were more like country or classic rock type shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone was dancing to Pour Some Sugar on Me.
That definitely was the genre vibe for certain. Outside of that though, the original comps I felt were on point with the suspense of the film. You know, when they were running through the forest in certain parts and you know, the little eerie strings and things like that playing. I felt they placed those well. The sound effects were on point. Everything was mic'd well, you know, hearing like the bunker Buddy had in the woods, you know, opening the door, closing it.
Hearing the leaves fall off the top of it. Yep.
Yeah, it kind of placed you like you were there a little bit. But outside of those things, man, the score was basic to me on this. You know, aside from the editors and everybody doing their job on that end, I felt there wasn't much creativity for the score. And I'm thinking is, you know, one of those things, like I've said before, they did what they were given, you know, to work with, you know, they
you get what you pay for.
That's the check, like, all right.
Yep.
God
For
damn.
that, man, I gave it a 3.
That's a respectable score, though. I mean, I agree with the 3.
They did their job.
Yeah, they did what they were tasked with. I mean, it's a suspense thriller movie. So yeah, it's not necessarily about the music. I think we've seen, like, with movies like not Get Out, but with movies like Us, we've seen like how Jordan Peele has been able to like manipulate hip hop music and then make it into like a spooky version of it. And so, but in this one, this was a thriller that's not necessarily relying on music, but the sound effects were there. And like, for example, one of the things that made me give it a 3 was just them being able to capture the sound of his flesh. God damn it! No. It was a 3 because it was basic, man.
You don't get no balls on that.
Nah. It was, we just gonna fast forward through it. It was a 3. It did what it was supposed to do. Nothing special about it. It was average and mediocre. You know, I don't want to give out a trophy for doing what you were supposed to do. So a 3 is what they get.
They get their participation award on this.
Exactly. That's what a 3 is in this movie when it comes to the score. Mel, what about you? What did you give the score?
I gave the score 3. I'm right along the lines with everybody else. This shit was mediocre. Forgettable. I was low to
definitely forgettable.
I was lulled to sleep through most of it. The parts that did stand out were the scenes in the woods when you hear arrows and shit whizzing past, and you know, crunching of the leaves. You hear the trap doors and all this stuff. The fact that you would have to focus in on the sound effects and rely on that so heavy to boost the score.
Yeah,
it speaks volumes. So,
but it's not even relying on the sound effects. It's the fact that you're relying on the basic sound effects. Like, these are elements that in every thriller, in every movie, period, that you would expect them to capture. They weren't helping in any way, shape, or form in keeping your attention to the movie.
And then too, we don't know how much they actually dumped into this movie either. So I can't find anywhere where the budget for the movie, all I get is how much they grossed, which wasn't much. It was only 100,000 that they made off the damn movie. So that speaks volumes in itself.
What about you, Mike? What did you end up giving the score?
Man, so everybody gave it a 3?
Yes, sir.
Jay strikes again.
Not much else to add. I guess I'm gonna piggyback on that and throw a 3 with it. To me, it was the score provided very little tempo with the film, even though there were, quite a few chase scenes and things like that, and confrontational scenes. I felt like the score did not adjust to that type of tempo or even hype you in that way while you were watching it. Other than that, with the score, I thought, like everybody said, it had they did a good job of capturing the scenery, the background, the crunching of the leaves and all that silly stuff. But again, like everybody already mentioned, that's kind of standard. We'll use standard instead of basic because everybody run that word into the ground.
It's a basic
bitch. It really is. I mean, it's not saying it in a bad thing. It's nothing I can give it much credit for. You know what I mean? It's nothing I can give it much credit for. It's not necessarily a negative. So I just left it with a 3, left it in the middle. But do you think it's because they had a low budget? Is that what you were trying to say, Lamel?
I don't know.
I don't think they had a low budget.
The fact
we talk about. Go ahead.
No, it's like the fact that they don't even put out there what the budget was. It kind of it's like let's just look. All right, so we
yeah. But I mean, even on that's why I asked like about the budget, because the writer that they had, who was Micah Raynham, this has been his I don't know if he was locked up or incarcerated or whatever, Ponzi scheme or whatever, but dude, this is his first work since 2008. You know what I mean? So he had been on the back burner for a minute. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Well, this won't revive him. This movie will not be his revival back into Hollywood.
No, I mean, yeah, overall, the writing, I gave it a 3. I thought it lacked a lot of explanation. It focused more on like the emotion of the characters. It tried to, which it kind of missed in that department as well. Like they have a few characters in there. Moonblood, his story was weak and unsupported. It was really just like typical white detective work. Blame a person of color wherever they at. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what?
The Navajo.
Yeah, that's what it was. Just like, the Indian did it. Fuck it. He making the motherfucker.
Yep.
He out here hunting. Like, that's how it seemed to me. It was just weak writing. They really didn't have a strong story to support why they was chasing down dude. And
Yeah.
then the story of her brother in the barn, that was weak. Like nobody got a full closure on that. You just see him ripping down the barn at the end with no mention of it. The barn was shown throughout the movie, in the middle, the beginning, and
At least four. I counted at least 4 times that it was mentioned.
four
And
times. At least.
yeah,
Right. And it never sold, you know what I'm saying, fully told that story. At the end, the plot flip, that was weak. I'm gonna keep saying weak, because a lot of shit was weak on here. And it was almost uneventful. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, so that wasn't him, okay. And it had like damn near like a Scooby Dooby Doo ending almost. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you mangy little kid, you found me.
You gave it a
You know
3?
That's what I'm saying. I was about to say I'm giving it a 2 after I had to reread my notes.
I was like, oh, bro.
Yeah. I started with a 3, but I gave it a 3 because my only defense on the 3 side was the story that was being told of Rayburn Swanson, the character of Nikolaj Waldo.
Mm-hmm.
The story that they told him, the amount of how can I describe it? The amount of like subdued grief that was in his story that he had, and almost guilt, and met with almost like a willpower to just keep going and figure out an answer to his story. I thought that was a good way of telling his story. I thought they told his story well, but everything around it they missed.
I mean, I agree with you as far as your score and a lot of your takes. Like, I do think part of the reasons why, like, I agree. I give the writing a 2 also. A lot of that was because of the lack of development. I thought the development of Rayburn's character was really lazy, though. Okay, he's a drunk. We don't know when it was like there was illusions that he was always a drunk. And so, his wife being, leaving him is a result of that. And then the trauma of losing their daughter and yada, yada, yada. But obviously there was guilt there, but that's the extent of it. They didn't build up. There was no deep relationship explained between him and his daughter. We didn't talk about how the loss of that, like what was the breaking point for the wife to leave? How did the wife end up leaving him for
Let me just jump on that real quick, Jay. Okay. For the parents that's on this podcast with us, I don't think that has to be explained as far as
really.
Your child. Nah, that's kind of selfish. Bro.
See,
let somebody come in there and snatch your wife, bro. That's gonna be.
But why take it? Why
it's on your watch?
Though? But that's what I'm saying. What was on his watch? Were they out hunting? Were they camping?
They showed that. He was in the store. He said, I'm going to go in here and just grab something. She said, if you go in there, I'm walking home. He went in there. He came back. She wasn't in the car. That was the last he seen of her.
I mean, I get the guilt in that aspect of it, but I just felt it was still slightly underdeveloped. I like you mentioned the barn story. I don't know. I don't understand I still don't know what happened to the brother in the fucking barn.
To me, with the barn, I think they may have been trying to go for the next series or the next release with that. But it just didn't land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think that writers. That's one of my pet peeves about writing, movie writing, is when you're planning for the sequel, so you make the first one trash.
They didn't plan for no sequel on this. They couldn't have.
They can't. No one's gonna fucking pay for a sequel for this. Like you might as well have let it all out on the floor. I thought the ending was trash.
They let it out on the floor. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gave it a 2. Lamel, what about you, man?
I ended up giving this motherfucker a 2. I mean, what else can you say? But this was some bullshit. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean that speaks volumes about what the writer did.
Sorry, you're going idea situation right now. Just take some Pepto, drink a little bit of castor oil, you'll be fine. Okay.
Yeah, you talking to the writers, right? because that's nah, man. This shit was like it was schizophrenic to me. Like motherfuckers was all over the fucking place. None of the shit connected. Nothing made any fucking sense. They got surprise villains just popping up in this motherfucker. You like who the fuck? What the fuck? What? Hold on. Like what the? Come on.
The whole factory, I felt like was underdeveloped. Like remember, you know how they had
fucking underdeveloped. Everything. This whole fucking this was like a premature script. This looked like it was the fucking first draft, and they were just like they got greenlit because of COVID or some shit. I don't know what the fuck happened, but motherfuckers like fuck it, just go ahead and make the fucking movie. Yeah, this looks like a movie.
I got a question. I got a question. When you talking about, it seemed like you're talking about like set design, maybe. When you talk about like the factory was undeveloped and like some of the scenery.
No. When I say the factory's undeveloped, I meant like the story behind the factory, where they like it was like where everyone came and gathered, and it was their crack house. It was their Carter, but how it came to be, what happened, how did that dilapidation happen? I just felt like that wasn't really explained.
I felt like they felt that they can make this movie with keeping the quarantine guidelines in check, and that's why this movie got greenlit, because they're like, we got to make some kind of movies and shit. Oh yeah, we can do this movie and keep 6 feet apart. If I recall correctly, it was pretty much everything but the fighting scene was 6 feet apart. And hunting, you
didn't really recognize that.
Yeah, in hunting, you have to keep some sort of distance. So I mean that helps. You out there in open air, so you didn't. I think this was just a COVID guideline thing, and this was really the first draft that should have got sent back. But
I wish it was more building on the actual this one.
I'm gonna add on to why I dropped my score, but go ahead, so.
On my end, I'm pretty much with everybody else on it too. I gave it a 2 as well. As everyone else stated, it was kind of all over the place. Not kind of, it was very all over the place. Lots of gaps. I will say, they tried to add some suspense in the writing, I would guess, with a lot of the forest scenes and shit like that. But I kind of got to give credit to the acting on that. I can't even give, any credit to the writing with that. And outside of that shit, man, it was cheesy, very cheesy.
Not for the lactose intolerant out here.
Yes, sir.
It had a great trailer though.
Yeah.
That trailer was whack. I saw the fucking trailer and was like, man, what the fuck?
Nah, they got my vote with that motherfucker.
I know they got y'all motherfucking votes with that motherfucker.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Mr. Sam Jackson. Can you let the man finish?
Nah, fuck that.
Man, that was it. Shit. That
was it. Fuck that.
All right, Samuel. All right, Sam. What did you end up giving the acting in this one?
I actually gave the acting a 3. I mean, shout out to probably the best actor in the whole movie. It was Thor. Thor was played by Trailer, and Thor was a beast. Like Thor, he was on cue. Every scene he was in, he killed it. He fucking
Who are we talking about? What the fuck?
You talking about the damn dog, man. Man, let's go with somebody else, man. Hey, man, this man.
I don't.
He owned all his scenes, man.
Shut the fuck up, man. You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah, man. Come on, son. Somebody, man. Somebody, come on.
Oh, man, y'all
Mike, what did you give the acting?
I gotta give Thor his shine, man. Thor was
Man,
killing.
Over goddamn
was in. He owned that shit. He was. I was like, yes, killing that shit.
I hate you. I literally hate you. Like, I don't mean to hate anybody, but you, I despise.
Thor killed it. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. But look, I mean, in a close second, I give it to Nikolai. He played Rayburn. I thought he really captured the internal struggle, the guilt, and all of that shit. He captured all that motherfucker like seamlessly. It's just it's hard to with such a soft ass script. It just
Yeah, so I
even
gave the acting a 4. I thought everybody
that
I
makes
thought
sense.
everybody did what they could do with the script. I don't think there was much they could get out of it. The story's not like, I think Mike was referencing another movie that was very similar to this one. The story's not original, and the acting itself was but the acting itself was really well. Really well done. I liked one of my favorite characters in it was actually the officer, Annabelle Wallace, who played Gustafson.
Gustafson.
Gustafson, yeah. However you say that. Thanks. That one was a struggle. That was rough. It was rough. Public education. No, but I thought that she struggled with being on the right side of the law with having a brother
He was
who's
whack,
not.
bro.
Who was not. I thought that was an interesting. I always like that struggle that actors have to deal with in certain movies. What happened?
She was fucking terrible.
Why was she terrible?
Her
She
whole
was
facial emotion, all this shit, she was off. She was
The fact
fucking
that when,
whack.
keep
She-
in mind, like she's
She
been
murdered. She murdered the scenes not in a good way. Like it was
right, bro. Like I'm with LaMel on that, bro. I gave the acting overall a 3,
Mm.
and it was based on more of the facial expressions of like the silent victim and Nicolaj. I
The
like the
silent-
old nigga who hopped out the car and was like, "Nigga, who you running up on?"
oh yeah.
Uh,
Shout him out. I went with Thor. I went with Thor instead. Thor killed that shit.
yeah. But I felt Gustafson, the sheriff. I felt played by Annabelle Wallace. I thought she was one dimensional in here, and at best a 3 overall for her character, but more on the 2 side.
I was gonna say too. She was
Yeah,
shit.
I felt she was monotone in her delivery. I felt she her eye contact and all of that was poor. I felt a lot of that was off in the movie with her character. For you to come back and be an authoritative figure, you went to Chicago. You supposed to have a lot more gumption about yourself. I feel like. I liked her brother though. Her brother who played Brooks. I felt he did
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
For somebody
Played
who
the
has to get his
junkie.
ass beat through the whole shit. Yeah.
Played the junkie.
He played a junkie, but he had to get his ass beat through the whole movie.
Yeah,
So he did all right.
Okay. It's a junkie that can take a punch.
Yeah. I thought Rayburn is the one who carried the movie more than
No one
anything
would ever
else.
argue
I thought-
that. No
Yeah,
one
no.
arguing that.
Nah, Thor.
No,
I would
I'm just
argue.
telling you my opinion,
Thor.
bro.
Thor killed it.
I'm just telling you my opinion.
I'm
I'm
not agreeing with you. I'm saying like no one would argue that Rayburn carried it.
Nah,
I-
man,
But I thought
I can agree.
the scenes
I
with
thought-
Rayburn and Thor in it though. You remember Thor?
Can you stop mentioning this motherfucking
Yeah.
dog?
I thought
Okay.
overall, the supporting cast was kind of weak. Dr. Boone, played by Sean Smith, which is spelled very bizarre. The Sean got a U and the Smith got a Y, which gave him the utmost caucasity in his role. I
Damn.
understood that. Yeah. How you gonna be the doctor balling paid out in the community killing little girls, dog? That's some caucasity.
Yeah.
How you gonna be
Like
the
a
doctor
motherfucker.
borrowing vehicles?
Borrowing, yeah.
That's the part that I didn't understand. Like, I
move.
mean, I got it. I get it why he would borrow the vehicle, but also, yeah, no. Nah, that
No, his
wasn't clean.
rage and his grief was acted poorly. That nigga was, I was a good dad. You was a drunk. I'm killing babies, nigga. What the fuck you talking about, bro? That's why I said the ending was Scooby Doo like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Zoe, what did you
I
end up
gave it a
giving?
3, but I'm almost wanting to drop it to it. Man, y'all making me want to shit on this motherfucker. I'm gonna give it
I go through trauma.
And Jay wanted all of us to go through trauma. That's what happened.
No, I did not. I thought this was going to be a good movie. Like, the casting is not bad in this. That's why it's not. That's why I ended up giving the acting a 4, because it's actually not a bad cast. Nikolai was was in Shot Colors, which we all agreed was a great movie. The Annabelle was also in. Obviously, if she's in any, I don't think she was in anything we reviewed, but she was in Annabelle, the horror flick. She was in Mummy. She was in Tag. She was in X-Men. So she's not a she was in good movies. So you see that trailer. How the fuck do you not want to watch this film?
That ain't got nothing to do with this.
Let me say this real quick.
Uh-huh.
Sound like she did a lot of horror films. To star in a horror role, you just have to be shocked and run. Okay? You really don't have to. Yeah, it's not much acting you gotta do, bro. I just want to say that.
And and I mean, if you look at her acting in this, it was a fucking horror film, because that shit was straight.
I don't think her acting was that bad, but
That shit awful.
what did you end up giving?
Her acting was one frequency, man.
But it was only called for one frequency. That's what I don't understand.
Okay, perfect example.
Wait.
Wait. Perfect example. When she went where the motherfuckers was at in the little underworld area, she was supposed to have a little more gumption about herself. Like, she was super soft in there. They could have ate her ass up quick.
Okay, all right. So you want her to go in there like, what did you want? You want Denzel when he's in the jungle, like, I run this shit type shit? Like, is that what you?
I mean, she the sheriff. She the deputy sheriff. She got to have that
in another land. She's not even in her county. Her rules don't apply there. First off, she's in a she's in a Native American.
Sawbill Nation. Sawbill Nation.
Thank you. So they have their own rules.
That's a real spot. It's at the top of Minnesota where the white man has scooted these niggas too, bro. That's where that shit is at. That shit like on the Canadian border damn near. That shit real, yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, but no, like, with all that being said, she's out of her element. She just has to follow the Native American gentleman, his lead, and let him take the role. And he had the proper gumption in that scene. No? All right, fuck it. Let's move on to the overall.
I get what you're saying, but I just agree with Zoe. Like you said, she played with one frequency. She was one dimensional. Even when she was questioning the Moonblood character, it was like no real passion behind it. You was trying to stress to him that he's out here, somebody's out here killing little girls, but you had no passion or no
there was passion when she demanded to see her brother after there's passion when she demanded to see her brother after the shooting.
Come on, she was halfway whispering when she demanded to see the brother.
I don't know.
But yeah, for my acting score.
Oh shit! Still, my bad.
Yeah, I agree with everybody else, man. The acting was very it was very mediocre. It was cool.
Except for Thor, outside of Thor.
Mention this dog one more fucking time.
And outside of Rayburn, you know what I'm saying?
It's easy to be tough when you behind a computer screen, huh?
Thor.
I know where you live, motherfuckers. Keep acting up.
I'll open the door for you.
Sige.
I set some cookies out for you.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna move the furniture. I'm getting sick of your shit. I'm getting sick of your shit. We all picked this goddamn piece of shit movie, and now all of a sudden I'm getting blamed for this fucking crap. It's not my fault the shit was underdeveloped, poorly written, and it's fucking garbage. It's not my fault. They sold me on a fucking actors. God damn it.
I go through trauma.
Yeah,
I apologize. Boy, Lamel. Oh, did we get your score for the acting, Zoe?
3.
Thank you, sir.
He just said a 3.
Let's move on to the overall rating.
Tootsie Pop. He said a 3.
The overall rating. I gave overall entertainment value for this one a 3. It's not really that entertaining, guys. You can watch it. Definitely don't pay for it, even though it's currently available for rent and all your DSPs, Apple Movies, Amazon Prime Videos. You can rent it there too. But I don't recommend you do it. I don't even recommend you stream it. I don't even recommend you like nothing. Just wait for it to come out on TNT or Lifetime because it's pretty much where it's going to end up after this.
I would
haven't. What?
Watch it. Would you watch it again?
Would I watch it again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No. Nah. I wouldn't watch this one again.
Wait a minute. You wouldn't even watch the movie that you picked again.
I wouldn't watch the movie that me and my crew picked together. In a democratic fashion, we voted. And we all voted for this movie.
Oh no, because
it was a written in ballot by me. Yes, however, y'all casted your votes just
we
the
are
same.
living the fact of a democratic system, how we all get fucked. So, with that said, I gave that overall a 2 because this was a piece of shit, and I would not watch this shit again, nor would I tell anybody to watch this shit. I'm almost sorry. But I just like the whole feeling of the fact that when I get this motherfucker a 2, I can fucking sit up here and I can play all of this.
So, like, instead of when we say go watch some shit, should we say don't watch this shit?
No, we say this is some shit.
Just not the one that we say go watch. Mike, what about you, man? What did you end up giving your overall for this?
I'm still getting my thoughts together, man.
All right, Zoe, what about you?
You didn't put Mike through trauma, man. What the fuck?
You put Mike through trauma playing the goddamn drops.
But you,
man, been sitting here listening to toilet noises for an hour.
You sent us all through trauma again. We gave you another fucking chance. We had put your ass on probation.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, all right. You want to bring pre-production into the live episode? Is that what you want to do? You want to bring pre-production into the live episode? Is that what you want to do, sir? We can take it here. I got time today, motherfucker.
Let's do it.
Okay. What was wrong with the pick? The movie had a great cast, and on top of it, the trailer was fly. This was marketing at its best. I fell for it. We all fell for it.
I didn't fall for it.
It just turned out to be a bad movie.
I saw through this bullshit.
How did you see through it? You clairvoyant? Obviously, see through it now. When hindsight is 2020.
I saw through it before the fucking thing.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You couldn't do it before.
I threw my trailer, and then you threw yours out, and then I went and looked at your shit, and I was just like, I had it.
Nobody wants to watch IP Man. Doesn't mean that it was a bad one. Nobody wanted to see another Kung Fu.
So what you give it?
Man, too, man. Fat ass deuce.
Yeah.
It was a bad movie.
It ain't really nothing else to, elaborate.
Why we all sound all defeated now?
Yeah, because Jay strikes back again.
As you stated earlier, I had in my notes, it felt like something that a motherfucker would watch back in like 2008 on TNT because we ain't have no streaming or nothing. It's like, fuck it, I'm bored, I'm gonna watch this shit. That's what this shit felt like. So
yep,
seduce, man.
So maybe that's the issue. There's too much to choose from out there.
I think that the characters in this must have watched A Last Day of Crime in America, and then they went out and just started.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? You want to bring up that one? So you just want to fight on this podcast? We're not even going to do shit else but argue this entire episode. You know what?
I'm watching this movie.
I'm gonna be quiet. Mike, did you want to get your overall? Have you gathered your thoughts? Are you out of the trauma?
Yeah.
It did.
I want to start with this. R.I.P. Botham Jean.
To Jay's picks.
R.I.P. Breonna Taylor. We must get justice. It's still not over.
Touche.
Touche.
Because this was the Amber Geiger story. She shot old dude in his house. Remember that part in the movie and shit? This was policing all wrong, bro. This was policing gone bad, bro. How many times she have a breaking and entering outside her jurisdiction in the movie, bro? She never got a warrant to busting nobody's shit. This motherfucker was just big dogs, bro. I did not like seeing this shit. This shit was like a terror film halfway. But it's like, what am I to say to it, man? Overall, I gave it a 2, but it's on the high side of a 2. Like Zoe said, you might spend the day watching it, just can't shit on. I could see somebody passing their time with it, but then being like, nah, I'll never watch this again. I watched it. I got it out my system. I probably won't recommend it to anybody.
Ain't no problem.
Bro, where were the Indians, bro? You on the Indian reservation and showed me one Indian the whole damn movie, bro.
Two. There were 2.
There was one in the gas station, wasn't it?
And then the one in the barn that got beat up by the white man.
Oh, okay, 2. I forgot about Moonblood. You're right.
Yeah.
God, but I mean, you on the Indian reservation, have some better casting for background. Pay these mugs, you're gonna be shooting in their land. Come on, man, for real. Bro, how many motherfucking movies we got with white on white violence, dog? And we don't talk about it. This is in Wyoming. I mean, this is in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Top of Minnesota. Ain't no niggas up there. You see, it's crime that go down in these places. You see what I'm saying? Out there in the Wyomings, no man's land and shit. All of that together, bro, I just did not have a good takeaway from this movie. Everything was kind of on the negative side. So I gave it a 2.
This was a little triggering for you.
It was just bullshit after bullshit. And I guess you could say that was with the writing.
I concur.
Or you could just say it was the direction. I don't know. Or it was just the overall production of it. I just did not like it. And I'm saying that because a movie that I saw, this was produced in 2017, starring Jeremy Renner, called Wind River. I never cared to look up the directors and writers of that movie because I wasn't into it like that at the time. But Wind River is Jeremy Renner's a hunter. His daughter dies, but instead of being like washed up or being lost, he found her basically in the cold. She froze to death, basically. You know, her lungs exploded. And another girl is found like that while he's out hunting these wolves who attack some man's land, and then he kind of has a triggering effect of the case all over again, trying to help him solve this issue.
A few moments later.
That one's got a better twist on the end of it, in my opinion. It's not as much action. It's better writing. It's a better story being told, and it has a little bit more realistic value to it, in my opinion. Because there's an FBI agent called for something like this, not no fucking sheriff handling this their damn self. You see what I'm saying?
But again, like it's not unreasonable to hear of crimes occurring in small towns across America where the federal government should be brought in, but it's not.
What you mean it's not unreasonable?
It's not unreasonable it's not, maybe not unreasonable. It's not far-fetched that this can occur. That's not the farthest of the stretches that they didn't call in the FBI to help investigate this thing.
Well, what I'm saying is FBI is usually for serial killer cases.
No, yes. Yeah, you're right. And definitely when
you're a new sheriff in the city, you're not going to throw all that on your plate, in my opinion.
Yes, you're right. But
how many bodies constitute them bringing in the FBI? Do we know?
Usually it's about the size.
Did you see how many missing posters he had in his?
That's where the FBI comes in. The FBI doesn't necessarily come in because of the body being found. It's about the person being missing, and the fact that once it's too much of a manhunt, or like not a manhunt, but the search party is not large, they like your department can't handle the search for this person, then you're supposed to call on the local FBI, agency to come and assist you. Some people, when they don't want the fucking body found, they may not go out, which is why I genuinely thought like I thought it was going to be the fucking sheriff. I thought that would have been a doper way for them to go for this. Make it that the sheriff is the one out there killing people.
No, but she thought it was her brother, and the fact that she went the extra mile to cover up for him made it a harsher connection to what goes on in city police. Like, you can't get away from it. It's just the way of the system. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That gave me negativity to it. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna have it as not necessarily a white male doing it. It's perpetrated by a white woman at that. You see what I'm saying? So it don't matter. It's the system, not the person in charge. Just as you see with heads of police now who across the country are becoming more and more African American. The system not changing. You see what I'm saying?
All skin phone inking folk. Did I say that right?
That shit, bro. Yeah, that's a bullshit ass saying, bro. Because we are, but it's how we playing ourselves on this other side.
Condition. It's your conditions.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. That's a different conversation that we can have about like how the police.
Even what you said, she turned around and shot dude with no hesitation.
Yeah, because
and they thought they were on the same side. You see what I'm saying?
He's like, get her, get him, get the gloves, pow.
Go home, Brooks. Like, what the fuck?
What?
But then
even that was cheesy ass fucking acting. Even when she did that shit, I was like,
that part was a little corny.
Right.
I was like, you're gonna say his name but not take his mask off? Like that just seemed a little bit left, you know.
Nobody else popped their knuckles either.
Yeah, ever in life.
Stupid ass movie. All right. What's bro?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any surprise here with this overall. This was a disappointment. My suggestion, so I'll take the heat on this one. Not really, because we move as a team, so we all failed.
Wait a minute. On it, we ain't do the how you gonna name it?
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. Okay, so continuing with this latest part of a segment of our episodes, what would you rename this film? I'm gonna start with Lamel. What other title instead of The Silencing? What else would you name this film?
It should have been silenced.
So just not even made. Okay, so you don't get the point of the game. Mike, can you play the game and follow the rules?
That's my title. It should have been silenced.
Oh shit!
No, mine is the Amber Geiger saga shit.
God damn, man.
Damn.
That motherfucker. How many breaking the internet she do? I'm just saying.
Warrants are optional when it's a small town. Like, the sheriff is at the bar on Fridays. You're not going to get him to sign it. I'm not the sheriff. The judge is at the bar on Fridays. He's not going to be able to sign the warrant. So it's optional. You'll get the warrant after you go in and kill the person. Obviously.
Amber Geiger ain't had no warrant either.
She thought it was her apartment, guys. What do you want me to do?
Well, she broke in like it was her apartment. She just opened the doors up. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
I wonder if
what was
the disturbing.
Yeah. I don't know what I would call this one, man.
I go through trauma.
Lost and Never Found.
Trauma.
Lost and Never Found, man.
They should have named this one Not Another Fucking J-Pick. All right.
With that being said, the official TV.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's a J-Pick, but the official True View podcast because we are a podcast that move as a unit
Wait.
together.
You put my changes in there, right?
Yep.
All
right. So at this point, it's still a lower two, but yeah. What he just said, man. That flaxseed oil.
That's a heavy kickback right there, nigga.
This is what happens when your movie is too cheesy. Black people are lactose intolerant people.
God damn.
Okay, we get it. It's a 2. It's a number 2. It's a number 2, man. Lamel.
Did they put it
Lamel.
I think they put it in the toilet.
Lamel. We get it.
Shit.
That's out the tacos and tequila right there.
Bro, son.
That nigga
Turn
needs
off
some
the Taco
soft
Bell.
palmetto or something.
How much is Taco Bell paying you to play their theme song? No, you're done. Okay, thank you. I hope you split up that payola from Taco Bell between all of us. That being said, man, it's a 2. All right, man, I'm done.
Keep going, Jay. Keep going, Jay.
I'm done. No, I'm not entertaining this shit. I'm not going to encourage it. I'm not. Just going to be quiet. By now, everyone, like I said, this is another episode of the Two View Podcast. Shout out to Venti Vibe. We're not going to shit over our producer's website, dude. Or we're not doing that. So, Zoe, you want to shout out Venti Vibes real quick for me, please?
Man. Shout out to Venti Vibes for all of your home decor and refurbishing ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You can find Venti Vibes on Facebook and Instagram, VINTY-VIBEZ.
Definitely go check them out. You can find us in all the. You can find the True View Podcast on all your social media platforms. Listen to us in all your DSPs. Links are in the bio of all our social media platforms. Lamel, you want to tell the people those platforms for me, please?
True View Podcast at Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, I believe.
Yeah.
Also follow us at TrueView_ at Twitter. Drop us an email at trueviewsocial@gmail.com. We do respond. And then also, if you care to donate to our ignorance, because we are vastly growing and we are so happy that you guys are liking, subscribing, sharing, getting the word out on the True View Podcast. You can go to True View Podcast at patreon.com, donate a nickel bag to our ignorance, and we can get even more ignorant for that ass.
Yeah, man. Anyone else want to add anything before we get out of here?
True View Podcast, JPIG.
I feel like Mike was gonna say something encouraging to leave us with a positive note, and you just ended that. You killed the no, nothing. Okay, all right, guys. I'm gonna stick to documentaries. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick to documentaries. Okay, I'm gonna keep my movie opinions to myself, and I'm gonna stick to documentaries. I think that's my bag. I think I'm the documentary guy for this podcast. Are you done?
Well, all right. With that said, go watch some shit. Just not this shit.
Please put a marker to cut all that shit out.
True View Podcast.
A bunch of different views. Your boys keep it real, man. I really like listening to them, man. They funny. Yeah.
Son.
You know, they really speak their truth. What the hell was that?
You're